final match between Georgia Tech and UC Davis. It's all gonna come down to this final solve. And just like that, UC Davis takes the whole thing. Berkeley shows San Diego they're not here to mess around. And Andrew takes that solve from Hamza. What a match. Welcome everybody to this week 2 round of 32 matchup of the Collegiate Cubing Championships. We have an excellent matchup for you guys this afternoon between the number 5 seed Texas and the number 28 seed Mississippi State. My name is Martin and I'll be your host this afternoon. And just to remind you, we'll be doing a best of 3 sets with each set as a head-to-head matchup of a best of 7 solves. First team to win 2 sets, will win this match and move on to the next round of the tournament. Our competitors this afternoon, we have Texas. They have a team average of around 8.46 seconds, and Mississippi State with a team average of around 33 seconds. Last week we had week 1, and we had a couple of matchups that were decided. Our first match of week 1 was between the number 13 seed Maryland and the number 20 seed Florida State. Maryland was able to beat Florida State that matchup and move on to the next round of the competition where they'll be playing the number 4 seed UNC Chapel Hill. After that, we had the number 15 seed University of California at Santa Barbara defeat the number 18 seed University of Nevada, Reno. That was sort of a back and forth match, with competitors coming back and almost taking sets, but ultimately UCSB was able to take that match from UNR. Then on last Saturday, we had the number 7 seed UCLA defeat the number 26 seed USC. UCLA put up a complete shutout against USC. USC was not able to win a single solve over UCLA, and so they are able to comfortably move on to the next round of the competition. As you can see around the middle of the bracket here, whoever wins this competition will go on to play either UNC Charlotte or UC San Diego. And as you can also see, Texas just barely missed out on a first round bye here. And so this is going to be a big match for them to show the top 4 teams who's really boss. They're going to have another round in the CCC before the other 4 teams play. And so this is their chance to really assert themselves as a clear contender to be the Collegiate Cubing champions. Let's meet our first competitors. On the left side of your screen, competing for the University of Texas at Austin, we have Azhar. He's going to be solving on the RS3M, and he averages around 8.52 seconds. On the right side of your screen, competing for Mississippi State, we have Zen solving on the Tornado V3, and he averages around 50 seconds. Azhar has a PB single of 4.69 seconds and a PB average of 6.16 seconds. Zen has a PB single of 32.46 seconds and a PB average of 38.73 seconds. Azhar has currently 90 WCA medals, and Zen is still in search of his first WCA medal. So as you can see, Texas is going to be coming into this match with a pretty decisive advantage. Hopefully we should be able to get this first set underway. Azhar on the left side of your screen competing for Texas is going to be starting off. Azhar's coming in with about a 42-second advantage over Zen, so pretty significant. Let's see what Azhar can do in this first solve. Looks like we're going to be getting a white cross here. Let that F2L maybe took a little bit longer than we would have liked. See what the official time is here. That looked to be about an 11.05. 11.82, And then Zen there on the right side of your screen competing for Mississippi State should be able to start his first solve of this matchup. Now, like I said before, Texas is coming in with a pretty clear and decisive advantage over Mississippi State, so they're not so concerned about defeating Mississippi State and moving on to the next round of the competition. Rather, they want to put on a show for our top four seeds to make themselves a clear contender for the final matchup of our tournament. So Zen is going to be starting, it looks like, on a white cross here. We still got beginner method from Zen. He's chugging along through this first 2 layers here. So we're moving on to OLL now. Got a PLO here. And a 45.14 from Zen. So Zen is starting off pretty good compared to his average. Azhar maybe taking a little bit longer to warm up here. He got that 11.82, a little bit slower than his normal average of around that 8.52. Now, Azhar is a well-accomplished cuber in his own right. He is 27th in the nation for a 4x4 single, and he's got that sub-5 PB single, so very good cuber in his own right. The number 4 seed here, we have UNC Chapel Hill. They average around that 8.28 average compared to Texas's 8.46. So Texas lost out on that first round by just 0.2 of a second. I think Texas is going to be wanting to show UNC that they are just as worthy for that number 4 spot in that first round bye in this matchup. Azhar is going to be needing to solve around his normal average of around that 8.52 if he really wants to assert Texas as a clear, maybe even a better team than UNC. But we'll see how this match goes and see what Texas is able to do. So now Zen is going to be starting the second solve of this set there on the right side of your screen. We're going to be getting white cross again, I think. It looks like Zen failed to begin his timer, unless it was a timer malfunction. We'll have to see after the solve, but it looks like this may end up being a DNF for him. Moving on to OLL now. Finishing up with a U-prim here. And it looks like our judges are deciding that this is going to be a DNF for Zen. So now all Azhar has to do to take this next solve is to just solve the cube, which hopefully he should be able to do, but we'll see, I suppose. Azhar started off with that 11.82. Texas is definitely going to be looking towards improving their current team average. So Azhar is going to be starting off the second solve on, looks like we got some white cross here. Moving into PLL, looks like we have a faster rate here. See what the official time is. A little tough to read. So we got a 10.50 from Azhar. So again, a little bit of a slower start from Azhar. We'll see, maybe he's able to warm up a little bit more, start solving a little bit faster so that Texas is able to bring down that team average and show those top 4 seeds that get that first round bye who is deserving, who's truly deserving of that first round. Now, UNC is a little bit interesting because they have a lot more spread out times. They have their top solver solves around that 7-second average and their slowest solver around that 13-second average. So they have a huge spread, whereas Texas here, all of the solvers that we're going to see here from Texas have about the same average of that mid to low 8-second. Azhar is going to be finishing up this third solve here. Looks like we got a 10.10 from Azhar. So again, a little bit slower than we would have liked to see from Azhar. But Texas is more consistent than UNC. But because UNC had some faster solvers, they were able to clinch that 4th seed and get that first round bye. The number 3 seed, Ohio State, averages that 8.01 average. So they're a little bit faster than Texas, around the 4/10 seconds, around 4/10 of a second faster than Texas. So Texas needs to show UNC, because eventually in the semifinal rounds, Texas will end up going up against UNC if they make it that far. And so they want to show that the first 2 solvers, where UNC is a little bit slower than Texas, that Texas is able to take those first 2 sets and maybe defeat Chapel Hill later on in the tournament. Zen is going to be starting the third solve of this set here. He got that DNF last time. Let's hope he's able to shake that off a little bit. He did start his timer this time, which is a good start. I think we're moving on to the corners now. Excuse me. Actually, it looks like we're doing some F2L here. We just finished up F2L, moving on to OL now. We got that soon there. All right. Finishing up with some PLL. 45.58. So other than that DNF, it looks like Zen is averaging about 5 seconds faster than he normally averages, with a normal average of around 50 seconds. So now this is Azhar's third solve one from Zen. So he's just going to have to win one more solve to take this first set for Texas. He's able to pretty comfortably do this, it looks like, unless he DNFs or something crazy happens this fourth solve. But Zen is going to be starting off the fourth solve there on the right side of your screen. So Zen is solving faster than he normally does with that 50-second normal average. He's averaging, it looks like he's got the 45.14 in the first solve, now 45.35. Looks like he's around that 45, so about 5 seconds faster than he normally does. Azhar is a little bit slower to get started here. Looks like he's averaging around a mid to high 10 here. So let's see what Zen can do in what's likely to be this final solve. We're going to be doing white cross again here. Moving on to F2L now. So we got our last pair in there. Got a dot case for OLL. Hopefully we can get this figured out before too long here. We got the soon. We had a corner twist. Hopefully we can get that figured out. It's costing Zen a lot of time here with that corner twist. And he did not fix that corner twist, so I think this is going to be another DNF for Zen.
I had a corner twist.
Yeah, that's going to be a DNF.
So Zen would have gotten that 48.94, and I think he would have even solved a little bit faster, but it looks like that corner twist tripped him up there. I'm not quite sure when that happened, but that is going to be going down in the books as a DNF. A little bit unfortunate for Zen there. Now Azhar, all he has to do is solve the cube, and he will take this first set for UT Austin. We're looking to solve a little bit faster than we've been normally solving for Azhar. So we're going to be starting on white cross again here. A little bit faster. F2 moving into PLL now. Looks like we finally get a little bit faster solve here. Once this gets in view, not quite sure what that time was. It looked to be around an 8-second solve.
Oh, I reset it.
Looks like we reset the timer by mistake. Okay, looks like our judges are saying it's an 8.32 second solve, so Azhar is going to be able to comfortably take that final solve and win the first set for UT Austin. Let's take a look at this set real quick. So Azhar normally averages that 8.52 second range. He's coming in with a 10.19 mean. It looks like we took a little bit longer to get back into the groove of things and get started. He started off with that 11.82, significantly slower than he normally averages, about 3.5 seconds there. But he gets a little bit faster with a 10.5 and then a 10.1, and he's finally able to lock in and solve around his normal average with that 8.32. So he has that 10.19 mean. Now, as I said before, Texas is not here. They're not focusing so much on beating Mississippi State. They have a pretty significant and decisive advantage in this matchup. They're looking to assert their dominance over the top 4 teams here. They were just 2 seconds slower than the number 4 seed UNC Chapel Hill. And so this is not a fantastic start from Texas. Hopefully our next two competitors for Texas are able to lock in a little bit more, solve a little bit faster, and show UNC Chapel Hill who's boss. Now Zen, in the two solves that did count, he's solving a little bit faster than he normally does. He normally averages around the 50-second range, and he's solving at the 45-second range now, but we did have the timer mishap in the second solve, giving him that DNF, and then the corner twist in the final solve also giving him a DNF. Now, if those two solves count, I think it would be around that 45-second range. So Texas is going to be able to comfortably take this first set from Mississippi State. All right, let's meet our next two competitors now. On the left side of your screen, competing for Texas, we have Jason solving on the RS3M. He's currently a junior, and he averages around 8.52 seconds. On the right side of your screen, competing for Mississippi State, we have Joshua also solving on the RS3M V5, and he averages around 40 seconds. Jason has a PB single of an impressive 3.56 seconds and a PB average of 5.62 seconds. Joshua, on the other hand, has a PB single of 8.44 seconds, so we're getting below sub 20 there, which is fantastic, and a PB average of 21.43 seconds. Jason has an impressive 124 competition medals, while Joshua is still in search of his first medal here. Hopefully we should be able to get this next matchup underway quickly here. And since Texas started off the first set, Joshua there on the right side of your screen, competing for Mississippi State, will be starting off this second set. Now again, we see Texas coming in with a pretty decisive advantage as well. Joshua averaging around that 40-second range, and Jason around that 8.52 second range. So like I've been saying, Texas is not so concerned with defeating Mississippi State in this matchup, but rather showing that they are capable of being ranked in the top 4. Joshua is going to be starting off for Mississippi State here. Looks like we're going to be getting white cross here from Joshua. Looks like we're going to be going into our last F2L pair here. Gets that in there. Going on to Olo now. Smooth transition into Olo. It looks like we got an E-perm. And Joshua gets a 30.38. A fantastic solve from Joshua. Yeah, he normally averages around that 40-second range, but he's going to start off with a 30-second solve. So an impressive 10-second drop faster than his normal average. A really fantastic start from Joshua. Hopefully he's able to keep this up and put in some excellent stats. Jason is going to be starting off his first solve of this second set. Like Joshua is going to be, Jason. Looks like we got a 7.15 solve from Jason here. So again, a very hot start from Jason. He normally averages around that 8.52 second range. He's starting off about a second faster than his normal average. Azhar came in with that 10.19 second average. We were hoping to see something a little bit faster to show that Texas is definitely a clear contender for the top 4 teams in our competition. So Jason and Jeremy are going to have to pick up a little bit of that slack here to get a team average of this matchup faster than the number 4 seed. Jason off to a great start with that 7.15. Let's see if he can keep that up in this second solve.
8 seconds.
Starting off on white cross here for Jason. Quick F2L, going into quick PLL. That might be another 7-second solve, and a 7.69 from Jason. And another excellent solve. So we're going to be getting a white cross from Joshua here. we're getting our last F2L pair here. Going into Halo now with a G perm. And another 30-second solve with a 31.86. So a fantastic start from Joshua. You know, in that first solve, I was very impressed by Joshua's smooth turning, his smooth transition from F2L into OLL and then OLL into PLL. And we see the same thing from Joshua, maybe a couple more hiccups in F2L, but smooth turning, smooth transitions, and an excellent fluid solve from Joshua. It looks like he's going to be averaging around 10 seconds faster than his normal average, which is fantastic. Joshua is going to be starting off his third solve, hopefully here momentarily. Now Jason does have the 2 solves over Joshua at the moment, so he is just 2 solves away from winning this second set for Texas. Hopefully Joshua can keep up this 30-second average here in his third solve. Going to be getting white cross, it looks like. Looking for that last F2L pair there. Smooth transition into OLL. Fantastic solving. Going into PLL now. We got another G perm. Looks like we might have messed up that PLL there. Hopefully he can recover quickly. Got a 38.14, and that may have been a +2. We'll see what the judge ends up deciding. That's going to be a +2. Looks like that is going to be a +2, so I think that would be a 40.12 after the +2. Now Joshua did mess up that G perm there a little bit. He was able to recover eventually, but it cost him about 15 seconds there. It looks like he might have solved the cube around the 46-second mark, or excuse me, 26-second mark, excuse me, if he didn't mess up that G perm, but he was able to recover, and he gets a 40.12, but a +2 on a 38.12. Now Jason is going to be starting off his third solve of the set. Very, very quick turning here from Jason. Holy smokes, we're going to get a 7.30 here from Jason. Jason normally averages around the 8.52 range, but we've only seen 7-second solves from Jason. A 7.15 in the first solve, a 7.69, and now a 7.30. This is going to turn out to be an excellent average from Jason here. Exactly what we wanted to see to hopefully improve the Texas team average a little bit, maybe even over UNC Chapel Hill, who's our number 4 seed here. So now Jason is at 3 solves to Joshua's 0 solves, so he's just going to need to win this last solve to take the second set from Mississippi State. And if Texas is able to win this set, they will have won this matchup and will move on to the next round of our competition. But we will be playing out all 3 sets for bragging rights, and also so we can have a proper ordering of all the teams in our competition. Jason is going to be starting off his 4 solve. And let's see if he can keep up this 7-second trend we have here. Going to be getting white cross again. A little bit slower on F2L, it looks like here. But then a U perm into PLL. Maybe he's able to recover, and he gets that 9.05. So still an excellent solve from Jason, but not quite that 7-second average trend that we were seeing with those first 3 solves. It's still going to turn out to be a fantastic average, I think, but maybe not that low 7, which he could have gotten with another 7-second solve. Joshua is going to be starting off the 4th solve of this set, his 4th solve of this set, so we're going to be getting white cross again here. Let's see what Joshua can do. Going into Olo now. And we got another G perm there. And he gets a 26.95. So an excellent solve from Joshua. Again, we see that characteristic smooth and fluid turning. So about 15 seconds faster than his normal average. But Jason is going to be able to take that final solve from Joshua and win this second set for Texas. Meaning Texas has officially won and will move on to the next round of the competition. But let's take a second to look back at that matchup. So Jason normally averages around that 8.52 second range, but he's going to come in hot with a 7.15, then follow that up with a 7.69, and then another 7-second solve with the 7.30. We have a similar story from Joshua over here on the right side of your screen. He normally averages around that 40-second average, but he's going to start off with a 30.38 and follow that up with a 31.86. Then we get a 40.12, which he messed up that G permit looked like there and had a +2 on a 38.14, excuse me. And then he rounds off the set with a 26.95, an excellent solve for Joshua. Jason a little bit slower with that 9.05. So he's going to get a mean for that set of 7.8. So faster than his normal average. It's going to make up for Azhar's 10.19 mean in the previous solve and hopefully improve the Texas average a little bit here. And Joshua's going to get an impressive 32.33 average, about 8 seconds faster than his normal average. I just want to take a second here to remind you guys, if you won a Cubicle gift card, please send us a screenshot of your YouTube profile to claim your gift card, and please send it to crimsoncubingclub@gmail.com, and we'll respond with your gift card before too long. And also, just as a reminder, we have a promo code with thecubicle.com. Use CC Champs for 10% off at your checkout. It's going to be 10% off today and every other game day, and 5% off any other days. Now, hopefully, we should be able to move into this final set before too long. Now, just as we should introduce our competitors first, excuse me. That was my bad. On the left side of your screen, competing for UT Austin, we have Jeremy solving on the Huameng TG. He's currently a sophomore and averaging around 8.34 seconds. On the right side of your screen, solving for Mississippi State, we have Max solving on the Guhong Pro. He's currently a junior and averaging 11.07 seconds. Jeremy has an impressive PB single of 3.79 seconds and a PB average of 5.95 seconds. Max, on the other hand, has a PB single of 6.41 seconds and a PB average of 8.85 seconds. Jeremy currently holds 69 WCA medals. Max is still in search of his first WCA medal. Now, you guys may know Jeremy as JavaCuber on YouTube. He has 11,000 subscribers, a fantastic channel. You should go subscribe to him as well. He also holds an impressive host of state records. He's a 2-time Texas champion, 2-time Southern Regional champion. He's also a 9 times Texas state record holder. So Jeremy is an impressive cuber in his very own right with a fantastic channel that you should go subscribe to right after the stream. Hopefully, we should be able to get this third and final set underway quickly here. And Jeremy there on the left side of your screen is going to be starting off for Texas. Looks like we're going to be getting a yellow cross here from Jeremy. Quick F2L. Moving swiftly into PLL now. So we're going to get an 8.82. Fantastic start from Jeremy. Now Max is going to be starting his first solve, hopefully here before too long. And let's see what Max is able to do. Now Max is sitting on that 6.41 single and an 8.85 PB average. So he can definitely put a little bit of pressure on Jeremy here. Let's see how Max is able to start. We're going to be getting a white cross here from Max. Moving into OLL now into PLL. And a 13.93 from Max. So maybe a little bit slower than we would have liked to see, but Jeremy is going to be able to comfortably take that first solve. Now, as I already said, UT Austin has won 2 sets, so they will move on to the next round of the competition. But Texas is not super concerned with defeating Mississippi State anymore. They've already moved on to the next round of the competition, but they do want to show up these top 4 teams in our competition who got that first round bye, that they are just as deserving of that first round bye as they are, with hopefully an even better team average than some of our top 4 teams. So Jeremy still needs to lock in and solve excellently to get a good Texas team average. Max is going to be starting off the second solve of this final set. They're on the right side of your screen. You're going to be getting a yellow cross from Max. Looks like we had the 12.73, had some lockups there in PLO, so maybe it could have been a little bit faster, but a 12.73, still a fantastic solve from Max. Let's see how Jeremy is able to respond to Max's 12.73. Jeremy normally averaging around that 8.34 range. Started off with an 8.82. This is Jeremy's second solve. Got white cross here. As soon in OLL, looks like that was an R perm of some sort, maybe. And we get a 9.21 from Jeremy. Maybe a little bit slower than we would have liked to see from Jeremy. Azhar started off the Texas team average with that 10.19. Again, a little bit slower than we would have liked to see from Azhar, but Jason was able to clutch up and get a sub 8 average. Fantastic for the Texas average. Jeremy off to a little bit of a slower start with an 8.82 and now a 9.21. Hopefully he can get into the groove of things and solve a little bit faster to improve that Texas team average here. Let's see what he's able to do in this third solve of this final set. He's coming off of a 9.21, so hopefully he can solve a little bit faster than that. Looks like we're going to be getting yellow cross from Jeremy this time. Very quick F2. Moving into PLL already. That was a 7.59 from Jeremy. Exactly what we wanted to see. Even faster than his normal average by almost a whole second. Excellent solve from Jeremy. This is going to be tough for Max to respond to. But let's see what Max is able to do. He's coming off of a 12.73. So he may be taking a little bit of extra time to get back into his normal average. But this is going to be Max's third solve. He's getting white cross here. Very fluid and quick F2L moving into PLL already. Had some lockups there. He's going to get a 10.76. Excellent solve from Max. Not quite enough to beat Jeremy. He's going to be able to take that third solve by about 3 seconds, but much faster for Max, closer to what we would have liked to see from him in the first two solves of around that 11.07 average. So Max is going to be starting off the fourth solve of this final set. Maybe he can put a little bit of pressure on Jeremy, maybe put Mississippi State up on the board. Let's see what Max is able to offer us.
8 seconds.
Taking a little bit of extra inspection time here. We're going to be getting red cross here from Max. Going into PLO. Quick Ola, but some more lockups in PLO for a 10.86. I think all four solves we've seen from Max, he's locked up a couple of times in PLO, which has hurt him a little bit, maybe by about half a second to a second. And again, we saw more lockups. This was his chance to put Mississippi State up on the board, but he's going to come away with a 10.86. Let's see how Jeremy is going to respond to this. This is going to be Jeremy's fourth solve of the set and could be the final solve of this matchup. Going to be getting a white cross here from Jeremy. The PLL. Oh, it might be a little bit close. Oh, we got a 9.78 from Jeremy, so he's able to comfortably take that final solve. Well, actually, Max put a little bit of pressure there on Jeremy, but he's able to take the final solve of this set, and UT Austin is going to be able to completely shut out Mississippi State and comfortably move on to the next round of this competition. So excellent solving from both competitors, but UT Austin will move on to the second round of the Collegiate Cubing Championships. Let's take a second to look back at this matchup. So the big thing for Texas here was to solve fast so that they can show the top four seeds that they are a true contender for becoming the Collegiate Cubing champions. So Jeremy needed to solve as fast as he could to bring down the Texas average as much as possible. He's going to start off his set with an 8.82, follow that up by 9.21, so a little bit slower than we would have liked to see. And then he's going to follow up that 9.21 with an impressive 7.59 and then round off the set with a 9.78. So we really wanted to see more solves like we saw from Jason with that high 7-second average, but Jeremy is going to average around 8.85 seconds. Not too bad, but probably not quite what we wanted to see from Texas to bring down their team average. Max, on the other hand, is going to start off with a 13.93 and a 12.73. A similar story as Jeremy's, starting off a little bit slower than his normal average. Normally averages around that 11.07 second range. But he's going to follow up that second solve with a 10.76 and a 10.86. I think Max solves fluidly, very fluid, but he had those lockups in PLO, which I think hurt him in most of his solves. His average for this set is going to be 12.07 seconds, so a whole second slower than his normal average, but not too bad. So this means Texas has won this matchup, and we'll move on to the next round of the competition. Let's take a look at our bracket real quick. So as you can see, Texas will be facing off against UNC Charlotte or UC San Diego in the second round of our competition, and Mississippi State has been knocked out. But this is going to be the end of this stream. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. You'll be able to catch us again later tonight for the number 9 seed Vanderbilt facing off the number 24 seed Alabama at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on this YouTube channel as well. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Congratulations to Texas. They will be moving on to round 2 of the Collegiate Cubing Championships, and we hope to see you all again tonight.